Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Bolts and Boost. So, I got a little ahead of myself, and I didn't film this, so I apologize. But I changed the left valve cover, passenger side valve cover. Left technically is driver's side. As you can see, we got a blue high temp seal in there. And it's a good thing I didn't pick up the camera because there was a lot of cuss words, like I'm gonna burn this thing, etc., etc. That left bank was a pain in the rear. There's just a lot of stuff in the way on this side. You got harnesses, you got the heater hose back there that did have to come off in order for me to lift that back end up. There's also a big metal contraption at the back. I'm not sure if that's oil supply or what, but that was getting in the way. And of course, when you're in the midst of things, trying to fight, that clip for the heater hose there, you can see is turned facing the rear of the truck. Well, it was worse than that. So imagine trying to fit pliers in there. That took probably 10 minutes by itself after I was frantically trying to get the thing on so no debris fell under. I did end up just cleaning up a bit. Obviously you're gonna get stuff under the valve cover. Unless it's a brand new truck, there's really no way to go about it. Just try to get as much as you can, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start the truck, let it run for a bit, and maybe put like 50 miles on it and then change the oil again. But this side is horrendous. I'll put a screenshot up for you guys to see the order of the bolts. The torque that I used was based off what I saw online. Of course, do your own research. What I found was 89 inch-pounds. Again, it'll be on that screenshot. I'm doing the left side now. So the left side, you obviously have to take off the bracket for this. This is really stupid. This is one of those things that I'm like, Ford, what are you doing here? Again, engineers know more than I do, so maybe it has something to do with the quantum cooling of the power steering fluid or something. But I think placing this elsewhere, and there is room there, you could put it somewhere else, would have been advantageous for us DIYers. So anyway, this comprises of two 10 mil bolts. I cleaned this up. It was just absolutely filthy. So the nice thing about doing all this is that I'm cleaning as I'm going, and it's turning out fantastic. So that's one of the best perks of the job. You also have to take off, if you guys can see down there, you also have to take off the EGR. So I had to climb in the truck, turn the ignition on, turn the wheels. I was really frightened about blowing the cap off the fuel line if I turn the wheel, because you have to put on the on position. Well, lo and behold, guess what, guys? There's no battery. So that can't happen. The fuel pump can't turn on, which is a good thing. But the good news is this side looks a hell of a lot easier than the left bank. And again, the passenger bank. Sorry. I'm going to be cleaning everything up. The EGR did have to come off, as I just said. It wasn't terrible. I do believe it's a 32 mil size wrench. Don't quote me on that, but what I ended up using was my big adjustable wrench here, and it worked flawlessly. What I did is I set the size to the top nut, because this was available to me, and then I just literally slid it on this bottom nut here, so there was no finicking around there. Yeah, these are all 8 mil bolts holding on the valve cover. And I will put a screenshot up for this one. The design is different on this one. As you can see, the bolts are a lot more farther spaced than that one. So here we go, guys. Driver's side valve cover. Let's go. All right, guys. So this is the bolt pattern that I will be doing on the driver's side valve cover. It's funny because I submitted this picture, that, onto the SVT forums, and a guy chimed in And of course he corrected me on the wording of the valve covers because I even put it in text, but like I already know this stuff. I'm just saying on the point of view of the picture, it's the left valve cover, for crying out loud. Anyway, yeah, so that phone cut out again, but that's the bolt pattern. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. It's really easy now that the EGR is out of the way and everything looks pretty good. I had a buddy of mine send me the all data on it, and it looks like everything's good to go to take off this thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and then replace the gasket with the high temp one that I did on the left side, passenger side already. Clean everything up as I did on that one and put the new gasket in. I am finding a bunch of vac leaks as I go. There's a big one right there. I did hear this thing squealing when I was hitting high boosts, so I'm just hoping that I, can fix everything while I'm in here, and that's basically what I'm trying to do. So let's go ahead with this side. Just in case you guys were wondering, this is the other side bolt sequence rather. That arrow is showing I don't know what's going on with my camera here, but torque to 89 pound-inch. Both of them are the same torque specs. And again, that's the bolt sequence. Also, I just want to mention that when I do loosen, I do go in the same order. I crack them, and then, once they're all done, then I go again, and then the third and final time is when I loosen them all the way. All right, so all the bolts are loosened. I ended up zip tying this guy just to the brake line. There's no, pressure on it at all, really. This should just like pop off. I even felt it kind of jiggling loose there. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean this one. I had more access to this side, so I cleaned it before taking it off, unlike the passenger side. But I am gonna clean it still, obviously, and make it all nice and yada, yada, yada. I'm actually gonna move the turkey pan. There's that old one right there. It's actually not in bad shape, so I'm pretty sure they were leaking at the back, but they're not hard or anything like that. So I'm gonna move the turkey pan, which is all sealed up and ready to go. That's a 3/8 NPT plug I bought from Amazon. Thread sealant and some RTV silicone on the outside, just to make triple sure. But I'm gonna move this guy and put that valve cover on it and clean her up. All right, so where's the light? I just bought these lights from Costco. They're unreliable, but there she is. There she is. So everything looks clean. Chain is looking nice. Gonna have to carefully clean this surface off too. So when I reapply the gasket, it's all nice and clean. There's some silicone here that I did reapply on the other side, which I'll do to this side as well. But everything looks as it should. So I'm gonna go ahead and just cover this side until I'm done cleaning up and applying the gasket on this guy here. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, she's good to go. Cleaned out the channel with some air and a shop towel and a flathead screwdriver. The other one did have some remnants of the gasket in there, so I wanted to get all that out. And this one was cleaner than the passenger side, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the new gasket on. Okay, gasket's on. When I first got this going yesterday with the passenger side valve cover, I was a little perplexed, just because there's a complete round gasket that you have to pop over this like nut holder, or not nut holder, bolt holder. And I could not figure it out for the life of me because I was letting my anger get the best of me from how crappy that side was to do. So I learned that if you got a little screwdriver, you could easily just stretch it over. Takes 5 minutes, 10 minutes maybe to do. And coming to think of it, I didn't even make sure on that passenger side that the gasket was pressed in nicely and all that, just again because I was very angry. So it's kind of hard for this gasket not to be installed correctly, just because all these nut holders hold in the gasket quite nicely. But you never know. I'm going to go over that side and just make sure with my hand and my camera, and just make sure she's all good to go. But I'm going to go ahead and clean the driver's side with the plastic razor blade. And yeah, apply some silicone and should be good to go. Okay, surface is clean. There's some weird markings on it, so I don't know if someone has done this before or what, but there's like a bunch of dots. It's on the outside of the gasket, but still, it's a little odd. And then there's one location for the silicone and the other. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply it and then bolt this sucker down. You gotta watch out for those studs at the back too, just FYI. Okay, so they're all hand tight to sequence. By the book, I think it said like tighten them in sequence down to 2 Newton meters or something really, really small like that. And in my mind, I just do hand tight in sequence, and then I'm gonna do the 89 inch-pounds in sequence right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. All right, here goes nothing. 89 inch-pounds. Valve covers are done. And hopefully no leaks. Pray to the car gods, man. Pray to the car gods. I would hate to do this job with a supercharger intact and everything else. That being said, they're both torqued to the same torque specs. I see more blue on the driver's side sticking out. It looks bad on camera because it's reflecting light off of metal, but it just looks like I'm seeing more blue for whatever reason. Everything's torqued and nothing looks like out of joint, but I don't know. It could just be the way it is. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird, but it looks normal at the same time, if that makes any sense at all. I mean, from this point, yeah, I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't leak. Like I said, it's really hard for this gasket to get out of line with it being held in by every single bolt and the channel locks on the gasket itself. So, and I checked it before it went on, checked it while it was on, ran my finger, used my camera, you name it. So it should be okay. I guess I can go back to my videos and just look, see if there was a lot more gasket showing. It was all black, whereas the gaskets before were a different color, but it was all black because of the oil, so you didn't see it as much. But I'm gonna end the video off here. Thank you guys so much for watching. To the 40 or 50 of you who are watching these videos for whatever reason, I don't know why. A lot of people, did message me and they wanted more SVT Lightning content, so I deliver and I get no views, which is weird, but I'm not going to stop. That's not going to stop me. So again, thank you for watching. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video and you picked up some tips, tricks, or just wanted to see the engine bay bare. I know this shares a lot of the 5.4, the normal 5.4 stuff. So, as always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Check out other videos on the channel and subscribe if you like what you see. All right, everybody. Peace.